guys, I want to talk today about clubs and getting paid with clubs. So in this business, clubs are what is going to get you paid. So we talk a little bit about the concept of residual income. So residual income is your beach money, or the money that you make without directly doing the work. So you planted these seeds, you've mentored your team, and now you're downline, and all of that effort and the concept of leverage has come back to you, and all of that work and money has now been made and is coming back to you through your bonuses, commissions, etc. So you put in all of that effort in the beginning, and now you're making that money back in residual income. So the concept of clubs is extremely important in terms of that residual income, and really when you want to make the big bucks in this business. So how do you get a club or make a club? So you can't make a club or have a club until you get to VF or SDVF. So basically, first up, get to VF or SDVF yourself. So after that, you're going to need to qualify your business. So qualifying in the US, you need to get to 1,000 points per month, or $1,000, sorry, and then going through your business every month. And then for Australia, I believe it's $1,800. That's essentially going through your business every month, and then you would be performance bonus qualified. So once you qualify your business, and we have a ton of training on that in a different video, but once you qualify, then you can start creating clubs. So step 1, get to VF SDVF. Step 2, qualify. Step 3, teach somebody else to do it. So essentially then what you want to do is in the best way possible, become a VF SDVF factory. So the most important thing in this business is teaching somebody else to do it well. So duplication. So the next thing that you want to think about is, who on my team is coming up to qualify or coming up to SDVF, or who is currently at that position who isn't qualified, because if somebody isn't qualified, then they're not a club. So let's see. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that clubs, so if you have a team member and they have team members, so if you have a team member that's a VF or SDVF and they have qualified, and then now they would be one club for you, and say they teach somebody else, and so that would be their team member, and then you teach 2 more people. So even though their team member is not your direct team member, that is still a club for you. So now at this point you've taught 3 people yourself, and then your team member has taught 1 other person. So that counts as 4 clubs for you. So your clubs don't need to necessarily be your direct frontline team. They can be your downline team. So that's how come you can get to 100 club without having taught 100 people directly yourself how to get to VF or SDVF and qualify their business. And so one other thing to think about is it's really important not to really focus on promotion titles. So I know it's easy to think about, I'm at VF or SDVF and I really want to get to SC. And you have that goal in your mind and you're thinking about it, but in some ways it's kind of a waste of your time to think about that, because if you're creating clubs, which again is the way that you're going to be paid, the big bucks at least, then you're organically going to get to SC, for instance, when you're at 3 club. So for SC, you need 2 VFs or SDVFs and 1 DD or DVF. So with that structure, if you're looking to build 3 club and that's your goal, you're automatically going to have that structure and pay line too, which is something I'll talk about in a second. And you'll fulfill all of those things that you need to get to SC by making 3 club. And you're also going to be making the money in residual income that you need. Well, technically you don't need it, but I guess it would be nice to have. Yeah, you'll be at 3 club and you'll be at SC. So then if you think about SSC, and I'm talking in US positions, so I'm trying to convert in my mind to Australia positions as much as I can, but yeah, just keep that in mind. For SSC, you are automatically or organically going to be around, if you're building 8 club, then you're going to be an SSC. So for SSC, you need 1 SC, I think 2 VFs, let me double check, 2 VFs and 1 DD or DVF. Having 8 club would automatically get you there for both your pay line needs and your structural needs. And then for QNMD, you're going to be having 12 club is going to get you there because you're going to need, I think, 3 SC lines, 1 VF line, and you're going to need some of those to be qualified. So we can, if you look at your compensation plan, you can look at those specifics. But yeah, focusing on 12 clubs, so you can see how this is multiplying here. So not focusing on the positions and focusing on how can I create clubs, it's going to make you more residual income, and you're organically going to get to those positions without concerning yourself about what do I need to do. So in some ways it makes it easier in terms of goal setting. So, you know, get to 3 club, get to 8 club, get to 12 club. And if you do this anyways, and you're teaching people really well, that duplication is going to be a lot simpler. I was going to say duplicatable, but I won't use 2 words at once. That duplication is going to come back to you, and you're going to see those clubs just like completely explode. And so if you think about it, like imagine if everyone in 12 club taught 1 other person, so you're immediately at 24 club. So you could see how, like, as you're continuing with your business, like once you get to a certain level, your business is just going to explode and nothing can stop you. And so in terms of pay line, like I mentioned earlier, your pay line is essentially how strong your business is and how much money your business is turning over every month. And so if you think about every position, I think once you get to SC or SSC, let me double check. SSC, you're going to need a pay line number instead of a promo point number. So I know that this can be a little bit confusing at first, but if you think about when you got to SDVF or VF, you had to get, in the US it's 2,000 points to promote to that position. And this is promo points. However, when you get to SSC, you're going to have a pay line number, so an actual dollar amount rather than just the product associated points that are going through your business in order to actually promote to that position. So again, building clubs is the best way to do this because your pay line is going to be stronger by doing this rather than just thinking about position titles and building that way. So yeah, clubs is the way to go, guys. One last thing I want to mention, if you currently have anybody on your team or you are a VF and you're not qualified, why? Because you're missing out on money that you could be making. In the US, it's an extra 5%. So qualify, please. You're missing out on money in your own pocket. And if you are qualified, then I want you to think about something, and that would be your club goal for the next, let's say, 6 months. So if you think about it, it should take fast track about 60 days for somebody to make VF. So I want you to think about whatever your club goal is. So say you want 3 clubs, if you don't have anyone currently, in the next 6 months or however many, you know. So if you want 3 clubs, then I would recommend doing at least twice the number that you need, because we all know that not everybody is going to make it in this business, because not everyone has the grit and determination to make it in this business. So if you need 3 people to make it to VF, I would at least recruit 6 people, if not 7 or 8. I know that's a little high, maybe like that's going a little above and beyond, but at least 6, because I would say 50-50 is a pretty good shot right there. So think about that, and think about like where are you going to get those leads from. Maybe write down a list, and maybe think of some people that you've been thinking of. I like this, I heard this recently, I can't remember where I heard it from, but like a chicken list of, you might have some people that you have on your list that you've been meaning to contact, but mentally you know that you're kind of like worried about what their actual opinion is of like what you're doing, or what they're going to think when you contact them. So maybe one of those people. You never know what people are going to say or think, or what this business could do for them. So go for it, guys. We believe in you. You can do this. Let's go make some clubs.